today's daily message through the cards. I'm changing the format slightly in terms of not reading the cards, but actually sort of making the daily messages as and when you see this message. So I'm going to try not to put a date to it, but it will correlate, interestingly, to the week of week 39, which is up on YouTube as well. So the week 39 overall weekly reading gives you the whole week and the energies kind of coming into it and then going out through time and space. During the dailies, these are smaller, shorter nuggets, and I'm finding already, now that I'm doing this third day of my dailies, that there's a huge correlation between what is actually happening each day and how it's actually unraveling. So I'm beginning to get a feel for how these readings are also going to turn out, because this is quite new for me. But moving on to the reading, I have chosen to use the Sacred Path cards, which is by Jamie Sams. Okay, and these cards are actually sort of native Indian related, but more importantly, they're very much to do with the personal journey and personal growth, which is really, in essence, what my work is about, and how I like to sort of encourage people to really sort of own their core and actually own their lives. Okay, in order to feel alive. So each day, I will be using different decks according to how I feel, and this is what I've decided to choose today. So the first card, as I was shuffling already, have decided to pop out, and then I got another three, two which revealed themselves on the fall, and then one of them, the card is still closed down, so we'll go straight into it. So the first card I got, which is really interesting because it really is in keeping with the reading for the week so far, and it's very much about change. Okay, we've just gone through the equinox, so there's a passage of change. Most of you could be feeling the change in yourselves, or know that there's some change going on, or you're certainly feeling a transition within yourself and know that there's something shifting, and there could be more discomfort than usual that's coming up, or certainly more actually a sense of clarity, which is what's been quite a bit of the message recently as well, about getting clarity and getting clear on what we need to do to make changes. So wherever you're on the scale of sort of needing to change and making that change, or actually changing something, you'll be along that line somewhere along the way. So with the rites of passage, which I really love, you can see a figure walking along a path, and this path is something that is important that you actually take. And I think, again, the change is actually already happening for some of you, and you are looking to move towards what having to release the old behind. Okay, and I actually did say that yesterday. I'm going to sort of see if I can share the screen. Okay, with the reading from yesterday. So we started off with actually feeling content, being really clear on what your values are. Particularly, for me, I use the word happy because that's what was on the cards yesterday. But in order to be happy, you have to be congruent to your values. All right, you have to know what it is you want. You want to know what makes you excited about life, what is important to you, all those things. Okay, we only start getting stagnating in energy or whatever it is when we start dishonoring ourselves, or actually are dishonoring ourselves. Okay, that's where kind of apathy comes in, a sense of disgruntledness, a sense of tiredness, sadness, all the kind of negative, slumpy emotions. But this is not where we're at. But if you're out there, you need to start actually thinking about what is going to make you happy and move on. So this is yesterday's reading. Okay, so there's definitely a new life beckoning. And the message really was, we ended up a message about going with the flow, really kind of seeing maybe what you need to do, but allowing to take action when you need to, and then not taking action, which has really been reminiscent of the card readings across the weekly as well the day before. So, and we also got divine timing here with TikTok. TikTok really is about feeling the pressure of time, as well as allowing divine timing to show you the way. Okay, we need to know sometimes what actions we can take, when to actually sort of wait for the actions to be shown, and also allowing divine timing to take charge, so we're moved from a place of centeredness and heart. Okay, so just to give you a bit of an overview from yesterday, but coming back to today's, so we've got this change, and I feel like some of you are definitely walking the path of change, having to leave something behind. Okay, I think there's a new sense of self, a new development that's occurring. Some of it could be actually a conscious change that we're making. Some of it has been a forced change through circumstances. And for others, it is actually an inner growth change that is happening. Now, interestingly, we're also on the sort of the new side as the equinox, which is the change of seasons now. And also atmospherically here, definitely in London as well, we can really sense the change from a beautiful day yesterday, a glorious autumn day of sun. Today we've got a much more cloudier day, and the energy feels so much quieter. And in fact, everything does somehow feel quieter. So maybe it's actually a message for us to sort of go inward and start sort of really getting tuned in to what is important and what needs to be changed. I did mention yesterday, and since we're still in this energy of change, it is a really good time to actually be writing anything. So if you haven't got around to doing that, really write clearly what you want to leave behind, and then also on another paper or another side of the page, write what it is that you want to bring forth. Okay, and notice how you're being moved to make those changes in your life. Okay, but some of you are definitely already on the path of this change as we are speaking today, and there is definitely I feel some kind of letting the old go. All right, and if you're not actually on there, I really suggest that you do that. Some of you could also be seeing the kind of the changes that could be happening, is reaping the harvest of what you have cultivated. Okay, my eyes are going towards the there, towards the plants there. So it's as if you've already sown the seeds and you've actually started cultivating. So this could be to do with your work, or even to do with your inner development, okay, to do with yourself. You're beginning to see the rewards of your personal growth and how far you've come. Yeah, it's very important as well at this time to get quite rooted and stay grounded. So work with your root chakra, which is a color red. You can actually imagine that in the perineum of your body, okay, between your, in your groin, you know, between your thighs, you know, right on the sort of center point of your sort of central point of the body. Imagine the color red. This is all very stabilizing, and especially when making changes, it is really, really important that we can remain rooted as much as we can, and visualizing the color red certainly will help you. Okay, I will at some point put some very specific chakra meditations up on YouTube that could actually help you, which is a really fine way of fine-tuning yourself to keep yourself grounded and completely tuned in. Okay, they're basically psychic energy centers that actually really help for us to stay grounded, focused, true to ourselves, self-honoring, you know, coming from the heart, be able to speak our truth, be able to get insights, you know, be able to get downloads from spirit. So it really is an incredible tool to be working with on a daily basis, or on a regular basis at least, that can help you to facilitate a life that makes you feel alive and certainly true and authentic to yourself, which is ultimately what it is all we aspire to. So there are definitely some mountains to climb still, so the path is actually not all that straight yet, and it can be sort of, which is what I was saying, we don't know where things are going, and that is still very much the essence. But I think it is really important to setting your sights out there and actually putting your goals in place. Okay, I'll leave that for now. I might just come back to this change card, but change is very much on one's mind and one's atmosphere or particular sphere of life. What's beautiful, and I think what's really key, and the main thing for today particularly, is I feel a sense of nurturing is required. Okay, make sure you really nurture yourself. We've got the card of nurturing here, which is card of coral. Now, from what I understand about coral, it's also a very much I won't say gemstone, because corals come from the sea, but it is a magical, it's got magical properties, which is to do with protection. Okay, and nurturing is a form of protection. When we nurture ourselves, we're actually protecting ourselves from, you know, physical harm, from mental harm, or from disbalances or any kind of abuse. So wherever you are on the scale of this coral, if you look at it as well, it's a form of bloodline. Okay, it's very important that in order to keep ourselves whole, that we have certain elements of nurturing in place. And I feel that, you know, this could be to do with your health. Okay, so if you're feeling imbalanced in your health, or you know you're not really exercising or taking time to do some physical movement work, I really recommend that you do that. Okay, really be clear about who is nurturing you and who is not nurturing you. Okay, and I also will say, just leave and get people out of your life, and do this inventory at this time to really be congruent and true to yourself. You know, if you've got anybody that really agitates you, or knows that you just spend more time giving them than you need to, and you're not getting anything back from them, you know, it is really important that you actually honor yourself and readdress the balance, which was actually one of the cards we had earlier in the week. Very much a Libra theme as well. This is very much a good time for relationships and socializing and all kinds of partnering up into business. So be clear on what you need within those spheres. If it's friendship, what do you need in a friendship to really make you thrive? What is it that you need to be looking at in your business partnerships or collaborations? very important. Okay, do make an effort to nurture yourself through the rhythms of your own self and through your own life, in terms of what, you know, how you manage your day as much as you can. Right, you know, to try not to get pulled by other people's agendas. You know, be true to yourself. If you're getting an invitation, you know, say for dinner or something, and you really know that it's not quite what you feel like doing, but you sort of tend to be the sort of person that pleases people or gives in quite easily, it is time to nurture yourself and actually honor yourself in the way you need to do. Okay. The other thing I want to sort of say about this nurturing, it could be also, you know, getting the rest that you need. Okay, you know, there's a change of energy right now, which is changing from the time of this darkness to light. You know, so again, the clocks are going to be shifting. The way we're actually going to be navigating the next few months is slowly but surely going to be changing. So it is really important that we start nurturing ourselves through that. Okay, look at how you eat. Okay, eating is one aspect, but again, as we change the seasons, start noticing what is available more by its bounty and abundance on autumnal fruits, autumnal squashes, that kind of thing. Vegetables are all really nurturing sustenance to be feeding yourself from here and now. So one is a daily read. I'm just giving a very general overview of what you can be doing. Yeah, just make sure that people who you don't really want in your life do not cross your threshold, and start being really clear about who you allow in or who you allow out. Okay, for some reason I'm picking up with this card. Yeah, okay, and then it's very important that you just continue to notice what bits in your life needs nurturing. Okay, again, it's going to be different for some of you. Some of you could be very focused on exercise and diet, and not so much on your mind and spirit. Okay, normally, generally, people tend to start weaving all these elements in. If you're an exercise addict, you know, if you're always pushing yourselves, and you're at the stage where you're wearing bandages on your limbs because you know you're overrunning or whatever it is, then really that's your body also telling you to pull back. You know, it's not about putting a bandage on and carrying on regardless. It's like you nurture yourself by giving that part of your body some rest. Okay, there's no medal, I can assure you that, for sort of pushing past the boundaries of pain. Okay, you know, no pain and no gain is the biggest rubbish I've even heard. But anyway, by the by, now sort of bringing into kind of what's really amazing is through your nurturing, you're actually going to really elevate yourself. The wall bonnet is actually a sense of card or advancement. So like I said, a lot of you people wanting to change things, and I think this is going to be something you really need to seriously consider, because we're all being asked at the moment to advance. So, and if you look at the wall bonnet, these wall bonnets that the native Indians wear during ceremony now and rituals, is very much a symbol and emblem of their achievements, what they've done, how far they've come, and they've earned every feather on, or the plume of that, you know, on their wall bonnet. Okay, now whether you're male or female, this is very much about balancing your masculine and your feminine as well, and really honoring your feminine needs and your female needs in terms of your rest and being receptive and allowing and emerging, versus the action, the doing, and the going for, and the hunting and whatever it is. So there's a real beautiful there, I'm looking at the ribbon there, to sort of bring in together. Okay, and someone who's actually sort of earned the wall bonnet would have actually really make that advancement. So I feel that in some of you there's great potential to start advancing through the effort that you've put in, and time that you've put into something. And also you know, in terms of time, and we were talking yesterday about the kind of non-action, it's actually seeing and recognizing what where you've been able to hold yourself back in order for some new advancement to come through as well. So pay attention to that. Okay, like I said, it's not always about action, it's about actually having the wisdom to know when to move forward and when not to move forward. So these, I feel, are such almost repetitive messages. Okay, I've just turned over the card that fell on its face on the front down, and again, this is absolutely wonderful, which is truth of protection. So this card always to me signifies that we have to be in our truth, complete truth and integrity. Okay, so I really feel that we're being called now to really take time out, and a lot of people have, through the COVID lockdown and everything, been able to be much more introspective, or recognize what they've gone along with without even questioning it, because it's been rote living, you know, like a treadmill living. And you've now created space, or we've had space to start, you know, sort of being aware of what you need to do, where you need to go, where you need to put your focus on, what you need to focus on, and where you want to shoot your arrow. Okay, this figure here is very much focused and is very intent in sending his direction or mind, and also purpose. Okay, yesterday we got the card, the angel card of purpose. So, you know, the true purpose, like I said, is being on purpose, but you can only be on purpose when you start being truthful. And I think the message yesterday very much was about being truthful. So again, reiterated here, be truthful about where it is. You know, you might have also had some offers or possible job offer that you're now actually really thinking that, you know, I know I can do this, but maybe it's not really what I want to do, or rather you already really know that you don't want to do it. So this is where it's really important that we start embodying that truth. So this is a message I have for you today in regards of the cards. Gosh, I mean, for some reason my voice is sort of going. Maybe it's because I'm doing a lot of these messages these days and actually really speaking and using my voice a lot more than I'm used to. And I was actually out last night as well, so had an evening out with some friends, so doing a lot more chit chat than usual as well. So anyway, there's one card, another card I want to pull out through the self-mastery little, oh my goodness, self-mastery card. This beautiful little deck from the Brahma Kumaris Spiritual Center. But you wouldn't believe what card has popped out, purpose. So again, the key message here is for all of us, you know, really, really get to the core of what it is and how you want to serve. How do we want to show up in life? You know, where do we want to be? You know, you want to be asking your questions like, what really moves me right now? Okay, even day to day, sometimes we can get, you know, sort of a bit stuck, but in a bigger vision, which I really feel where this is all going, because this person is actually traveling on, all right, moving through, and then there are a few hills to cut, but this is about really getting that focus, you know, focus your arrow, aim for what it is that you want. Do not worry about the shoulds, how is it going to happen? How am I going to get there? All these questions that sometimes you really kind of can overwhelm us, that we don't actually take the action. Be true to how you want to serve. Let your creativity spark out, okay? Nurture those thoughts, nurture those creativity, the juices of these creativities, and just trust, because before you know it, you will be celebrating yourself, celebrating your achievements, and celebrating how far you've come because you've honored yourself. And this really ultimately what it's about. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here, and I'll just quickly read this here. Actually, it's here. It says, as a master. I quite like. I tend to change these words myself. It says, as an awakened soul, or as an awakening soul, I am motivated by the meaning of my life, persevering regardless of all obstacles. I never deviate. Okay, I didn't really see that. All right, and this is another thing with the truth protection. Do not deviate. You know, do not get led by temptation. You might get a job offer with so much more money, and you think, I'm not really doing something right now. I'm not making much money, and this job's come over, but maybe it's not really what I want to do. Shouldn't I? You know, use this. Get into yourself. You know what your truth is. You really do. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to sort of delivering tomorrow's daily message for week number 39. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye.